WTMJ.
We commonly use the term food desert, and so we're declaring that we need to be better about the decisions that we make so that there are no inequities around access to food that tend to impact low-income and minority communities.
No one will lose their jobs as a result of the store closure. Overseas, anti-government protests in Iran hit the 2-week mark, with President Trump warning the U.S. will act if protesters in Iran are harmed. ABC's Selena Wang.
Masses gathering in Tehran, inundating the nation's capital, chanting "Down with the dictator." These protesters risking arrest and even death. The government trying to shut them down with a nationwide communications blackout, cutting off the internet, cell service, and phone lines. As the crackdown intensifies, President Trump escalating his warning to the Iranian regime.
You better not start shooting, because we'll start shooting too.
Human rights groups say dozens of protesters have been killed and thousands more arrested.
Protests began over the collapse of the Iranian rial and have grown into calls challenging Iran's theocracy. The U.S. has launched a new round of strikes in Syria targeting an ISIS militant group. News Nation's Libby.
The Syrian government cooperated in the first strike after an agreement reached late last year when the new Syrian president visited the White House. The statements did not note if anyone was killed in those strikes, and we've yet to hear those details from the Pentagon or United States Central Command or the White House, but we do know about 1,000 U.S. troops, they remain stationed in Syria.
The strikes are part of an ongoing campaign against ISIS in response to the killing of 2 American soldiers and their translator in Syria last month. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:03.
She's been putting off knee surgery for years, and she had a trip coming up to Ireland, and she knew she was going to be walking a lot more than she had become accustomed to. So she finally took a chance and called for an appointment. And you know, it ended up helping her. She was able to do the walking and sightseeing pain-free. It led to an enjoyable trip, and I think we're going to be able to help her live a better life going forward. One that won't let pain stand in her way any longer. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and these are the kind of real-life stories I love to hear. Pain can take so much away from us, and when we can alleviate that kind of pain, it makes our purpose here at Rejuvenex that much more fulfilling. Don't let pain stand in your way any longer. Every day is precious. Take that next step. Schedule your appointment at Rejuvenex and start living your life again. Take a look at our Google reviews to learn more.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange. When snowstorms hit and the roads turn slick.
These slick roads are pretty brutal.
When school closings start rolling in and traffic slows to a crawl.
The snowfall closing schools in Kenosha.
We've got the latest updates on forecasts and everything else you need to know during severe winter weather. Find Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts on air and online at WTMJ.com or on the WTMJ mobile app. Stay safe. Stay informed with WTMJ.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Green Bay blew a 21-6 lead in the fourth quarter for a 31-27 loss to the Chicago Bears in the wild card round of the playoffs last night. Coach Matt LaFleur.
I'm disappointed for everybody that's associated with the Green Bay Packers. I'm disappointed for our locker room. I'm disappointed for our fans. I'm disappointed for our leadership, just all our employees, everybody involved with the Green Bay Packers right now.
It was the 5th consecutive loss for the Packers, including 2 dramatic losses in Chicago. The Bucs end their 4-game Western road trip tonight in Denver against the Nuggets. Our coverage starts at 6:30 right here on WTMJ. And in college basketball, the Badgers beat number 2 Michigan 91-88. Today, the Lady Badgers, it's their turn to face Michigan. Tip-off is at 1 p.m. in Ann Arbor. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We only have one disabled vehicle on the system, which is great news. Everything is safe out there. So full freeway speeds, no incidents. Stay safe, everyone.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Mostly sunny, but windy, a high of 33. Those wind gusts get up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy at times and still windy with a low of 25. For your Monday, mostly sunny and milder, a high of 40. Tuesday, partly to mostly cloudy with a mild chance of a shower, a high of 46. For your Wednesday, mostly cloudy, windy, but not as mild with a chance of a few snow showers, a high of 28. For your Thursday, partly cloudy and a high of 26. Right now in Madison, it's 25. In Waukesha, it's 23. In Green Bay, it's 25. And in Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 25 degrees. I'm Tiff Bua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:07.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins.
And a very good Sunday morning to you. Oh, wait a minute. Is it? Is it really?
I didn't even see what was going on in the pocket. I was looking downfield. Obviously, we're trying to get everybody into the end zone. They were soft to our right side, their left side. I think he was going to spit the ball out to Rome to get like 5-7 yards to get a little bit closer, because there was, I want to say, 7 seconds on the clock. And when he dropped the ball, then it becomes the last play of the game. And it just, from there on out, it's just chaos, right?
Oh, was it chaos? That was Packers coach Matt LaFleur after that devastating loss of 31-27 to the Chicago Bears. I had to get up early this morning. I did stay up, and I'm kind of sorry I did. I mean, we all are kind of in the same boat this morning, where that first part of the game looked like it was going to be a railroad. I mean, what was it, 21-6 at one point? It just looked like the Packers had it. How could they lose? I was getting texts from friends, saying, "Oh, you got this one in the bag. It's looking really good." And then all of a sudden, they went in the locker room at halftime, and it's like, I don't know, did they all go in and just hoist one up or whatever, and came back out, and everything fell apart on the field. Now, I'm not a football player, so I can't speak from that perspective, but my goodness, as a fan, it was a debacle. And how bad was it?
Well, obviously, this one is going to hurt for a really, really long time. When you are in complete control of a football game and the script gets flipped in the second half, and it was a lot of self-inflicted things. And give credit to them. We knew they were a team that could come back and fight. They proved it all season long, and we had opportunities to kind of put them away, and we didn't get it done.
Now, Coach Matt LaFleur has had 7 seasons to get the Pack to the Super Bowl, or at least deeper into the playoffs. What is it? I don't think they've won the NFC since, was it 2021? Well, is Matt LaFleur going to get an 8th season? A lot of fans are saying he should be fired. And, let's start out this morning. We want to hear some of your thoughts on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line. That number's 855-616-1620. Really, I'd really like to know what your perspective is this morning. Are you feeling that Matt LaFleur should get another season, or do you say enough is enough, get some new blood in there? And again, you want to get through, we'll let you vent a little bit on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line, 855-616-1620. And in 1 hour, at a little after 9 o'clock, new at 9, Alex Strofe, who is the host of Green Bay Game Day, is going to join us. And he is going to talk about last night's game. And we'll ask his opinion about Coach LaFleur's future and what needs to happen with the team. But I think a lot of people this morning, we're all just kind of waking up saying, why? Why? It's one of those mornings. 8:11 right now. What else is going on the show this morning? Well, I had the opportunity this week to talk with the 43rd Secretary of the United States Treasury about the semi-quincentennial and how you can help the charity of your choice be awarded part of a $1 million giveaway. This is a sweepstakes. You can be part of it. We'll tell you how. And, of course, I had the former Secretary of the Treasury on. Of course, I asked her about pennies. We'll find out what she had to say about that. Also joining us this morning, we've got Tim Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. He's going to talk about Peter Feign's exit from the Bucks, and he also is revealing the 40 under 40, including somebody who is very close to us here at WTMJ. Our consumer expert, Michelle Ryan, warns us about a garage door repair scam that's that a lot of people in the area are being affected by. Sandy Max is going to be here. She's going to take a look at tonight's Golden Globes. Are there any Wisconsin connections? We'll hear all about it. And we'll also give you a preview of this morning's WTMJ Conversations. It is, without a doubt, one of my favorite ones I've had in a long time. If you are a fan of Jeopardy! You probably wonder what goes on behind the scenes. We're going to have a preview of my conversation with a recent Milwaukee contestant and why you're going to want to hear her story. We've got Tipua in the newsroom. Isaac is pushing those buttons, and we've got people already commenting on last night's game, including, here's one, enough is enough second half collapses. This has been going on for years. It is unbelievable. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking this morning, and you can vent on our talk and text line if you want to get through. That number is 855-616-1620. And as I said before, Alex Strofe from Green Bay Game Day is going to be joining us next hour to break it all down. What happened? But before we do anything else, coming up in just 2 minutes, we're going to tell you how Wisconsin deals with OWI arrests. I'm Libby Collins. It's 8:13, 25 degrees, but it only feels like it's 9 degrees out there.
An evening of wine, conversation, and empowerment. Join us for Women, Wealth, and Wisdom, Love and Lies Unveiled. Hosted by Annex Wealth Management at Ruby Tap in Mequon on January 22nd. Through real-life examples and expert insights, you can build skills to navigate online interactions safely and responsibly. Enjoy great company and insights designed for women who want clarity and control. It's more than an event. It's an opportunity to invest in yourself. January 22nd in Mequon. Reserve your spot today at annexwealth.com.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it all when you shop at St. Vincent de Paul. Old things, new things here for you. We're always changing, we're always new. So many friendly people, smiles from wall to wall. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul. You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Come on into Tyson's, more for you.
Tyson's coupon sale is going on now through January 13th. Snow pants, bibs, flannels, sweatshirts, and Noble Outfitters winter apparel is all 40% off. All winter hats, gloves, slippers, boots, and thermal socks are now 30% off. All Joy Bees footwear is now 50% off. Stop into your local Tyson store or online at tysons.com to snag these deals while you can. Now through January 13th.
We're going to be sharing some of our fans' thoughts on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620 throughout the morning. How do you feel about that Packers game last night? And what do you think about Matt LaFleur? Here's another one. He says, fired today. All capital letters, too. They get a little worse every year. They lose to teams they should beat, and they beat themselves consistently. A lot of people waking up very frustrated this morning about what happened in Chicago last night. All right, let's move on. Let's see. We've got, here's the thing. So a lot of people, I'm sure, were thinking they were going to celebrate the game last night. So maybe they, had a few extra beers along the way. And then maybe when the game turned the other way, they had a few more to drown their sorrows. Well, let's hope they didn't get out on the road, because how many times have you been driving and you've observed people who appear to be under the influence of something? Well, joining us is Clarence Johnson. He is the CEO of Wisconsin Community Services. And Clarence, what happens when somebody gets arrested for an OWI?
When a person is arrested for an OWI, they're obviously charged, and in many cases they will spend time in a local jail, and in some cases they've referred to Wisconsin Community Services for different kind of programming. We operate a program that is called SCRAM. It's Secure Continuous Remote Alcohol Monitoring, electronic monitoring, so that we can monitor a person if they are drinking. So there are a number of different things that can happen, but one of them is that they may be referred to us for services and support to minimize the likelihood of additional occurrences of driving under the influence. And hopefully our goal also is to support their efforts to get into some kind of treatment to address the underlying factors that bring them into contact with the local justice systems.
Does an OWI arrest automatically result in license revocation?
It doesn't necessarily. There are other outcomes that are possible, but it doesn't always result in a license revocation.
What about fines? I mean, if you're arrested for an OWI, will you get a fine?
Oftentimes there are fines involved. I can't tell you exactly what those levels are, but that is one of the potential outcomes as well, yes.
So let's say you've had that arrest. You haven't gone to court, but you've been arrested. You might have spent some time in jail. What happens next? How does an OWI arrest affect the rest of your life?
Well, it depends. If it's the first occurrence and only, it probably won't have a huge impact, but obviously if it's multiple, it could impact in terms of, as you mentioned, loss of driver's license, employment opportunities. So people who tend to have multiple offenses will have barriers in terms of retaining their license, in terms of getting employment, and other issues also. We do a number of things that are recovery-oriented programs. So I talked earlier about our electronic monitoring programs to support people who want to get back in the community, want to get back to work, and support them in terms of monitoring their alcohol intake, and hopefully that won't occur again. Or also getting people involved in any of our recovery-oriented programs, whether it's an inpatient program, outpatient program, alcohol treatment court, or some other kind of recovery-oriented program. So WCS does operate a range of those programs, and our goal is to encourage people to think about not using substances if they have some issues, multiple offenses, and to live a life that's not focused on drinking or using other substances.
Clarence, with these programs you described, is there a charge, or does the state cover the costs on those?
For some of the programs, there is a charge for individuals. In other cases, whether it's one of our local counties or the state would cover the cost. But we try to create or provide programs that are not going to have a cost that's so high that that becomes also an impediment to access those programs. The most important thing is that if people want to get treatment, we want to find a way to help them to do that.
What is the success rate of some of these treatment programs?
It varies. It depends upon, how long a person is involved, and it is a lifetime process. So a person may be involved in a treatment program for years, and there could be a relapse. Relapse does occur, but for the most part, the programs are fairly successful, and I would say at least half of the people that are involved have a pretty stable life in terms of being able to live a life that doesn't involve substances. If you are someone that has a substance use need, don't think you're alone. There are services, there are treatment. I would encourage individuals to check out Wisconsin Community Services. You can hop on our website, wiscs.org, and find out more about the programs that we operate. Or you can also follow us on social.
It is a very overcast morning, but we're going to get sunny as the day goes on. But watch out for those winds. We're going to have gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Our high temperature today is going to be 33. Tonight, still kind of blustery. Winds around 25 miles an hour with a temperature of 25. And tomorrow, though, we we get some sunshine. It's going to be mild, back up to 40 degrees currently. Pleasant Prairie has 25, Conomowoc at 24, Cedarburg has 24, and we have 25 degrees at WTMJ, but it feels like it's about 9. Coming up next, we've got Tim Gibbons, and he's going to go a little deep into the departure of Peter Feigin from the Milwaukee Bucks. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
The only place to get this.
Lobs up top to Giannis, who stuffs it down. The Bucks back ahead by 1.
With some of this.
But at some point, you need to find that consistency. And maybe we look back at this game against the Charlotte Hornets, the way the Bucks won, and say, hey, this is where this group started to find their footing.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
It's time to check in with Tim Gibbons. He is the editor-in-chief of the Milwaukee Business Journal. And boy, Tim, big story this week. A lot of people were surprised with the announcement that Peter Feigin is going to leave the Bucks. How did this all come about?
Yeah, so it's interesting when you look at teams like this. So obviously, Haslam's came in as part of the ownership of the team a few years ago. And frankly, anytime you have a change in ownership, all of your listeners who work for or who own companies know that there's that possibility of changes. So the general sense we're getting is that the timing was unexpected, but the idea of you have different people as part of the ownership, and that's going to have an impact on who's hired there.
Well, Peter Feigin certainly left his stamp on the team and really the building of the organization. How are they looking at it in terms of the future and building on what he has already put in place?
That is going to be the interesting question. And just to address your first point there, he has had such an impact on Milwaukee. I mean, sometimes you have somebody come in and how are they going to fit into the community? And he became involved right off the bat. He's had community impact. He's had obviously a huge impact on the team, helping to get the Fiserv Forum actually constructed and built. And the organization grew under his watch. I mean, the NBA championship in 2021 obviously was a highlight, but the business performance has been doing great. I think we talked here a couple weeks ago about how the team has been expanding its reach internationally. So he's really had quite a big impact both locally and on the team as it has played out across the country and around the world. So he was in the job for a fairly long time by NBA president standards. So the big question is going to be what the new president does. And the new president has some local roots, which will be interesting to see how that plays into how he approaches the job.
Any idea what Peter Feigin is going to do next?
No, that is a question, but he's in his mid-50s. We talked to a source yesterday who said he's obviously filled with energy. He's not going to retire into the woodwork, so it will be fun to see what he does next. Again, particularly considering how involved he's been as a Milwaukeean. I think it's going to be exciting to see what the next step is.
Well, there was other news this week as we talk with Tim Gibbons from the Milwaukee Business Journal, and let's talk about some jobs coming to the area. First of all, what's Generac doing?
Generac's hiring about 100 new employees for a new plant in Sussex. We've talked a couple of times on this show about Quad Graphics and how they're kind of shrinking their footprint. So one of those buildings that they did not need, they sold to Generac Power Systems. Generac, as anybody who's gone to Summerfest knows, makes these big generators both for individual homes and also for corporate uses. As with so many areas of manufacturing, they have been impacted by data centers. Data centers need a consistent power supply, so having a massive generator has been a growing part of their business. So basically, they bought this building for $20 million, and they are going to be expanding their manufacturing of these massive generators with 100 new jobs being created as a result.
Tell us about the West Bend manufacturing plant and what they're going to be bringing to the area.
Yeah, so maybe a name that's not as familiar to listeners, but PSC Seasonings and its sister company Pro Smoker, which they create, as you might expect, seasonings and smoker equipment for restaurants and consumers and grocery stores and things like that. They're consolidating some of their operations in West Bend. They're going to be building a shared headquarters as well as manufacturing sort of facility. Big project that people are really excited by. These companies are kind of behind the scenes, but their business is booming. They made 55 million pounds of spices last year, which I can't quite envision. But imagine what Christopher Columbus would have said if he knew what we were doing with spices. But it clearly is a growing, successful company.
Tim, I know you love restaurants, and there are a couple of restaurant stories that hit the Milwaukee Business Journal this week as well.
They are exciting. So Camp Bar, they're expanding. They're going to be opening their 6th location in Cedarburg. Cedarburg apparently is a place the restaurant has been targeting for a while and found this space that perfectly fits with their vibe. So they're going to be expanding to Cedarburg, opening up their 6th location. Camp Bar had been looking at Brown Deer, but those plans fell through, but there's a possibility at some point in the future of that becoming a reality. And then the other restaurant bar sort of news is closer to home downtown. If you look on Jefferson Street, there's that kind of row of restaurants. There's Sports Club and Barrel Burrito and several operations there that were operated by Mike Attell, who has a long history in the restaurant business here. So those operations are going away and a new restaurateur is coming in with, frankly, pretty similar themed sort of operations. The place called Sport Club is now going to be replaced by a restaurant called Sports Club. There's an S and a hyphen in there. You probably couldn't hear the hyphen. And Barrel Burrito is going to be replaced by Burrito Donkey. So if you are a fan of what's there now, it sounds like it's going to be different ownership, somewhat different menu, but not a wholesale change.
And finally, Tim, the Milwaukee Business Journal has announced its latest 40 under 40, and we're pretty familiar here at WTMJ with one of the newest members of that class.
Yes. So this is always one of the most exciting events that we do. So 40 Under 40 obviously is designed to recognize and honor some of the younger business leaders who are shaping the community, shaping their organizations. And the one that you are probably most familiar with is Greg Scalzo, who is part of this year's class. He joins 39 other people from across a range of industries, a range of positions. We have medical people and legal people and finance people. One of the reasons, though, that I find this event so much fun is a lot of different industries, a lot of different backgrounds, but all these people have this commonality of not just striving for excellence in their organization, but also really trying to make the community better. So, you know, Greg, you know the type of things that he does to not just make Good Karma brands better, but really to look at the community overall and make Milwaukee, make the area just a better place to live and work and do business and all of that. So we'll be honoring all of the 40 under 40 at an event in March. Obviously, community is welcome to come and buy tickets, but it's an exciting time for us. We really like doing this every year.
And again, congratulations to market manager here at GKV, Greg Scalzo. We are so happy that he is being honored with those other 39 people. Tim Gibbons, it is always great to have you here.
It is great to talk to you as well.
It's 25 degrees, but it feels only like it's 9 because of those blustery winds. It's 8:29 on WTMJ.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on Bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
M.W. Marine.
The 6th annual Hales Corners Hometown Boat Show is on now at MW Marine. Check out the newest fishing boats from Lund, Vexus, and Ranger, all powered by Mercury Outboards. Grab a gorgeous 2026 model or save big on remaining 2025 Mercury-powered boats with substantial rebates. Demand is high, so get to MW Marine today. Free parking and free admission. Don't miss the Hometown Boat Show at MW Marine, MWMarine.com.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
It's 8:31, and we hear a lot about missing people, and there's one story this morning. I don't know, Tiff. This one's kind of giving me the creeps. You're in the WTMJ Breaking News Center, and tell us about this young lady who's missing.
Yeah, thanks, Libby. So Milwaukee police are looking for a missing teenager. 15-year-old Esther Prado was last seen this morning around 12:30 a.m. near Fillmore and Sumac on Milwaukee's southwest side. Now, she was in the company of an unknown man. She's described as a white female, 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing about 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes, and she was wearing pink pajamas. You can find more information about Esther Prado on our website, WTMJ.com. And it's a new year, and new closures are on the way for the I-94 rebuild.
Drivers are now adjusting to one of the longest-lasting closures so far tied to the I-94 rebuild. Wisconsin DOT's Eric Hansen.
It will remain closed for about 3 years through the end of the 2028 construction season.
Hansen says drivers should plan ahead while crews work below.
The best detour for the Holly Road closure is to use Wisconsin 175 between National Avenue and Blue Mountain Road.
Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
And at the height of protests across the country, a fashion school in Milwaukee makes a bold statement.
Edessa School of Fashion in the 3rd Ward is the only designated 4-year fashion college in the Midwest. The latest production, Crescendo, centered around student voices. Founder Lynn Dixon Speller tells WTMJ.
In working with the ACLU, we wanted people to learn their rights to protest, their rights to free speech, the rights that, the founders fought for. And that's what, America was built on a protest. We're celebrating that idea, especially, now.
Edessa School of Fashion currently has around 20 students and offers 2 programs, apparel design and fashion marketing. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. The great news is that there are no issues or incidents on the board. So we've got full freeway speeds and smooth sailing out there. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Traffic is sponsored by the Amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
Hey, through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card from the Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford. Get a $20 gift card free. Order online today at mineshaftrestaurant.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, mostly sunny but windy, a high of 33. Those wind gusts go up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy at times and still windy, a low of 25. For your Monday, mostly sunny and milder, a high of 40. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a mild chance of a shower, a high of 46. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, windy, and not as much of a chance of rain, but possibility of snow, a high of 28. And for your Thursday, partly cloudy and a high of 26. Right now in Madison, it's 26. In Waukesha, it's 25. In Green Bay, it's 25. And in Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 26 degrees. I'm Tiff Bua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:34.
Thanks a lot, Tiff. In just 2 minutes, it's the Week in Review, sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hi,
Hi, WTMJ's Sandy Max here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. 3 Pillars is ranked best in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time day or evening shifts starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on experience and shifts. The best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day. Go to 3pillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Pizza made with pride. That's what you'll get here. With a sauce recipe over 60 years in existence that we're not changing for the world. And we just can't get ourselves to skimp. So we still use only the highest quality ingredients, like our house recipe Italian sausage and our original thin crust dough that's made fresh daily and never frozen. And of course, always 100% real mozzarella cheese. You can't beat that or a Marty's Pizza.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. Oh, by the way, probably waking up a little depressed this morning, and if you want to vent a little bit about the Packers, we're taking your thoughts on our Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. We'll be sharing some of your comments throughout this morning. But before we do anything else, it was quite a week. There was an ICE-involved shooting. The Bucks president stepped down, and of course, early on, there was a lot of hope for the green and gold. It's the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Well, that video of helicopters flying over the night sky in Caracas.
Nicolas Maduro was indicted. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward, which I guess we saved $50 million.
Nobody deserves it but us.
Snap, good hold, and the Packers are going to get on the board. 16-3, your final.
It don't matter. None of this matters. I think we did the right thing today.
The party has started because the Falcons are headed back to River Falls as national champions.
Milwaukee Bucks president Peter Feigin transitioning away from his role with the team.
Feigin will be replaced by Josh Glessing. Feigin joined the Bucks in 2014 and did not provide a reason for his departure in a team statement.
It has been announced that Styx will be performing at Summerfest June 19th.
U.S. Olympic speed skating trials wrapped up Monday at the Pettit National Ice Center.
What's remarkable about watching Jordan goes down off the start.
Jordan Stoltz fell. We were watching live. In fact, I saw you on TV. You look great watching that race live.
What? The Badger State has a film office again and just launched a $5 million tax incentive program to attract more productions to the state.
I think it's a beautiful state, and we're pretty underrepresented on the screen. So I think Hollywood's always looking for new stuff. I say, come to Wisconsin, see what we got.
The CDC now recommending children only get vaccines for 11 things instead of 17.
I think it's a troubling recommendation. The flu vaccine, the COVID vaccine, and the rotavirus vaccines now only can be administered in consultation with a healthcare provider.
Harbaugh's a good coach by all means, but I'm going to take the younger guy who still has a very proven track record. He hasn't won a Super Bowl since 2011.
Still won one.
Sure.
Super Bowls are a rare thing. There's only been, 69 of them?
59.
Nice. 59 of them.
You did that on purpose.
A woman is dead after ICE officers reportedly shot her while conducting an immigration enforcement operation. It's happened in Minneapolis.
The ICE officer, fearing for his life and the other officers around him and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis.
Again, gets his own rebound, gives to Ben Gold. He stuffs it. Oh, it finished perfectly.
Don't ask me how. Marquette up a point.
How often do you need to communicate with your dog?
Call me twice. That's it. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Eric, why are you talking that way?
Hello. Who's a good boy? Who's the best boy ever? Hello.
Okay. We would all be better off if instead of talking about systems, what do kids need? What does an individual student need to be educated well? We are like one of one. We get a different color on the 50-state map because it's
The Sherman Park grocery store facing a potential closure after a decline in customers and damage. They're having a really hard time.
It is located in an area where 80% of their customers got SNAP benefits. So when those SNAP benefits and that federal dollars were paused, people didn't have access to go get food, and they were going to food banks.
2 people were shot by federal agents in Portland, Oregon Thursday.
Now, the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is saying that it involved members of TDA, of the Venezuelan gang.
Owner Jerry Rasmussen might be a Packers fan, but he's never turned a Bears fan away.
You know, what shirt color you wear, as long as you bring the green stuff.
Yeah.
What a week, eh?
What a week.
Daddy AF.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
And that's the Weekend Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. If you want to hear it again, text the word week to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. I'm Libby Collins. Coming up in just a couple minutes. Have you ever gotten up in the morning, and you go to open your garage door and then it won't open, and you have to make that, so you can get to work, you got to get the car out of the garage. You make that emergency call to get your garage door repaired. Well, a lot of people have done that, and they have been scammed. We're going to tell you all about it right after this on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Start the new year right. Use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopco Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
We see you out there being an original, which is why you shop at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, because you know we have everything you want and need at prices that give you the most for your money. Now that we're past the holidays, it's time to gift yourself men's full blue denim jeans, $10.99 a pair. 8 packs of LED light bulbs, just $4.99. Plus, get a free $20 Blaine's gift card when you buy select bags of Victor dog food. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Real James Imaging Systems clients. You've heard them right here on the radio for years. For instance, Chris Willems, office manager with Previent Law Firm.
I like the fact that the company is local, and I can always get a hold of my representative, who I have on speed dial, or I have a cell phone.
Then there's James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark, who oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors.
If I do need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
James Imaging Systems business technology client Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services at Junior Achievement of Wisconsin.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time, for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where you get up to go to work in the morning and your garage door doesn't work. So what do? You call a place to repair it. Well, before you do, there's a story from our consumer expert, Michelle Reinen from DATCAP, that you might want to hear about, because believe it or not, something as simple as a garage repair, you can get scammed. Michelle, what happened, and what are you hearing from that consumer?
Recently, a consumer contacted a local repair company when their garage door was stuck, and they were nearly scammed out of $5,000. And not by the primary company. The business was also taken advantage of in this situation by a subcontractor who the legitimate company had sent to perform the repairs for the consumer. What happened is the consumer allowed this technician into their garage. This was that subcontractor hired by the legitimate company. And after examining the broken garage door, that scammer claimed repairs would cost $5,000. And this sounded really suspicious to the consumer. And so they took some really important steps to save them from the scam. They asked for a bill of sale, which the scammer couldn't provide. They claimed that all paperwork was managed online and not in a physical form that they could deliver. Next, the consumer asked a family member for help, and this prompted the scammer to offer a tax-free bill if the consumer paid in cash. So they tried to advance their scam and be more enticing. And then the family member who got involved asked the scammer to leave, but the scammer demanded to be paid almost $1,000 for labor costs. So then that family member threatened to involve the police, and the scammer gathered their equipment and left immediately.
Wow. So what do you think people need to be aware of? And is this individual still out there looking to take advantage of people?
Yeah, we're certainly working with law enforcement as it relates to tracking down this individual, as well as the legitimate business who was scammed by this supposed subcontractor. But here, it was so important that the consumer involved other people. They went ahead and asked for that documentation up front. They talked to someone they knew and trusted about the situation. And they refused to pay despite those high-pressure tactics. And this really protected that consumer from this scam. And it just reinforces that it's so important to always talk about these situations, both with the business, in this case, the legitimate business, as well as friends and family members. We need support with these scams.
All right. If you think you're being taken advantage of, before you write a check or pay anybody in cash, who should you call?
Call DadCap's Consumer Protection Hotline at 800-422-7128.
We've been letting you vent this morning about last night's game. A lot of people saying it's time for LaFleur to go. That was another one we got on our talk and text line. If you want to get through and share your thoughts, we'll share those with you as well at 855-616-1620. And joining us for New at 9, the host of Green Bay Game Day, Alex Strofe, is going to be with us. We're going to talk about that game, what happened, why it happened, and who should take the blame. It's all coming up on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. Right now, we've got 26 degrees. It feels like it's 10 because of the gusty winds, and we'll have your forecast right after this.
Previously, it has been gently loved, but here you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
We're going to see some sunshine today, but it is going to be very blustery with wind gusts up to about 30 miles an hour. High temperature today is 33. Then tonight, cloudy and still a lot of wind at 25 mile per hour wind gusts. We'll get down to 25 degrees. Tomorrow looks pretty nice, though. Sunny, mild, 40. Tuesday, we've got partly to mostly cloudy skies, and we've got a chance of a shower, but it's going to get up to 46 degrees. Then Wednesday, it's going to get really cold again. like January cold. Mostly cloudy, blustery, and a chance of some snow showers or flurries, and a high of 28. And then Thursday, partly cloudy with only 26 for a high. Currently in Brookfield, 25 degrees. Richfield has 24. Delafield's at 25. We have 26 degrees at WTMJ, but it feels like it's about 10 because of that wind. Coming up next, Sandy Max is going to join us. We're going to talk about the Golden Globes right here on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Why settle for just a job when you can have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee new car dealer members have service technicians, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam member new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.com/jobs. That's ADAMM.com/jobs.
Mile high pressure, no excuses.
James defended by Giannis in the crouch. Inside of 10 seconds to shoot. LeBron sees the opening, drives inside, blocked at the rim by Giannis.
The Bucks head to the Mile High City to take on the Nuggets.
LaRavia driving inside, ball poked away by Giannis from behind. It's into the hands of Porter, who is fouled. Oh, Giannis does it again.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Oh, Hollywood. It's time for Sandy Max's Sunday What's on Tap. And Sandy, that's an upbeat song. We're talking Golden Globes, but a lot of us depressed because of the game last night. Did you stay up to watch it?
Oh, yeah. And I might be part of the problem. My lucky shirt didn't work. And then I was at the stakeout, great supper club steakhouse, and watched the first half of the game. We were doing great. Like, okay, we'll go home for halftime, watch the rest of the game. So maybe we should have stayed with our old fashions and watched the rest of the game. So I'll take some of the blame, but I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's a Kentucky Derby sweatshirt, but it's still Packer green. So, man, what a season. And it didn't end the way I wanted it to. But, hey, we have the Golden...
It ended okay for the Bears, but not so much for us.
No, not at all. But here's the deal. Tonight, the Golden Globes, and how can it serve you? It can tell you what quality shows and movies to watch now that we don't have Packers playoff football to watch.
Okay. All right. So,
I'm here to help.
If you don't want to watch football, this could work for us. All right. Well, first of all, how many Wisconsin connections do we have for the Golden Globes this year?
Actually, we have 4, which is fun. Yeah. From Kenosha, Mark Ruffalo. He is nominated for Task, which got a lot of buzz. It's an HBO show. He plays a priest that becomes an FBI agent.
I haven't heard of this.
Oh,
what
yeah.
is the show?
It's called Task, and it's by the same creator of Mayor of Easttown, and it's getting a lot of good reviews.
Where is it broadcast?
HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that one out.
So you can root for Mark Ruffalo. You can root for Amy Madigan, who you may not realize she's got a philosophy degree from Marquette University, in addition to her 40 years of a great entertainment career. But she played Aunt Gladys in the movie Weapons, a horror movie, which, normally the horror genre doesn't get nominated, but she just won the Critics' Choice Award, and I think she's 76. This is just a moment, like, she was surprised.
I really wasn't expecting. I thought people would like the movie, and I thought people would dig Gladys, but you love Gladys. I mean, it's crazy.
And she's got this red wig and these big, funny 70s, like Estelle Getty glasses, and she's gotten a nomination for the Actor Awards that just came out, and she's nominated tonight. So cross your fingers that she gets a second win in this award season.
Isn't she married to Ed Harris?
Yes. Isn't that cool?
That is cool. Both really talented actors.
I know you always like the gossip of the cool couples. Oh, but so we'll get to some of that. But
you know I do.
I know.
Yeah.
You like the dish. And then the third Wisconsin connection is a woman I think is just incredible. Actress Carrie Coon. She's nominated for The White Lotus, and you've also seen her in The Gilded Age, and she's a UW-Madison graduate. She earned her MFA there, and she's performed all around Wisconsin with the Madison Rep, American Players Theater, also Renaissance Theater Works, and she's way cool. And it was a big deal this past week when the Actor Awards, used to be called the SAG Awards, she was not nominated for her White Lotus role. So, there's always a little stir it up there. But yeah, you can root for her. And then I got to think the ultimate Wisconsin connection. She is not from Wisconsin, but she's playing real-life Milwaukee performer Claire Sardina, Thunder of Lightning and Thunder. Kate Hudson is nominated for Song Sung Blue, all about lightning and thunder.
All right, now, I know I have not seen the film yet. I still want to see it. I'm
you gotta.
Trying to I am. I'm trying to get together with some girlfriends, because my husband doesn't want to go.
That'll be the way to do it.
To go see it. But here's the thing. It's not nominated, is it, for a Golden Globe?
The movie itself is not, and neither is the song, disappointingly, because Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson do a fantastic job singing, and there's a soundtrack of their performances of these songs. So she's the only person and feature nominated of Song Sung Blue for the Golden Globe Awards. But I'm telling you, for the past several months, people like Variety magazine have been saying that Kate Hudson in particular could get an Oscar nomination. We'll find out. Those Oscar noms come out on January 22nd.
All right. Well, tell us about some of the films that are being that are nominated for Golden Globes. What are some of the ones that maybe we haven't seen yet?
Yeah, they separate them into musical and comedy and drama is how they do it. So the best and also animated. So you can K-pop Demon Hunters could win tonight, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, there's a best motion picture animated. K-pop Demon Hunters is the favorite, but you've also got Zootopia 2 in there that could win. But as far as best motion picture drama, Sinners, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, a foreign film. Sentimental Value, another foreign film. Frankenstein and The Secret Agent, another foreign film. And for Best Motion Picture, musical or comedy, which is always controversial, One Battle After Another, which is a big action film with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's in this category, along with Marty Supreme, Begonia, No Other Choice, Blue Moon, and Nouvelle Vague.
What do you think the big winners are going to be?
Well, I'll tell you, it was funny. I had the sports book manager from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, really fun guy named Austin, and you can actually wager on the Golden Globe Awards tonight. And the favorites, according to Better So Far, is Sinners for Best Drama and One Battle After Another for musical or comedy.
Well, I've heard great things about Sinners, too. Have you seen it?
If you love music. I've seen parts of it, if that makes sense. But interesting horror film where Michael B. Jordan plays twins. But it is kind of time travel-y in musical genres and a real adventure. And really, I would say, like, for all the senses, you know?
Yeah, probably the first musical horror film ever.
I would say Nikki Glaser, expect her to nail it again. She was the first solo female host ever last year and just got rave reviews. And 9 wardrobe changes are planned, and she just did a great job. Remember, she was the one who came up with Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet sounds like a silly word that Adam Sandler would say. And then Sandler played right along and went, Chalamet.
I was always a huge Ricky Gervais fan when he did the Globes, and I don't think anybody can ever live up to what he did.
Well, or wants to be as controversial as he was. Like, he was taking no prisoners. I think Nikki Glaser, she's already said that she's almost annoyed about having to craft jokes that, like, might not irritate Julia Roberts. Like, she's very sensitive to that, and Ricky Gervais was not sensitive at all about that.
And that's why I liked him. All right, so tell us what's going on this week.
We're going to have a Golden Globes recap tomorrow at 6 with movie critic Ryan J. of Ryan J. Reviews, and this is a week to give you previews. It's going to be the first gallery night of 2026, and Museum Day deals are coming, so it'll be a lot of fun this week on What's on Tap.
I will be listening. Thank you so much, Sandy Max. It's always great to have you here.
Thank you, Libby.
It's 8:59. Coming up after the news, new at 9, the host of Green Bay Game Day, Alex Strofe, is going to be joining us. Is it time for Matt LaFleur to go? We'll get his thoughts. It's all ahead on Wisconsin Weekend Morning News.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
You're going to be happy, happy, happy.
and with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
Or a better diamond.
Or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
4 years. That's enough time to earn a college degree, to serve a full term as a president, to train for something big and become someone new.
You bet, and get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, so you can invest in your home and in life's biggest moments. With exclusive features and customizations, Pella offers the highest quality products at a price you can afford.
Aim high when setting your New Year's resolution and imagine what you can do in 4 years when you finance your home project with Pella. Visit PellaWI.com today.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mile high pressure, no excuses.
James defended by Giannis in the crouch. LeBron sees the opening, drives inside, blocked at the rim by Giannis.
The Bucks head to the Mile High City to take on the Nuggets.
Oh, Giannis does it again.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 6:30 on the home of the Bucks, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
9:01, it's 27 degrees. Today becoming mostly sunny but windy with a high of 33. Those wind gusts get up to 30 miles an hour. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Tiff Pua. A disappointing end to the Packers season with a 31-27 loss to the Bears in the wild card round in Chicago. Quarterback Jordan Love reflected on what he could do better.
I think just being more consistent as a passer, keep understanding every situation I'm put in, and how to be the best quarterback I can be for the team. But I think it always just comes down to being as consistent as possible.
Love threw for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns after missing the final 2 games of the regular season. Multiple people have been injured in multiple shootings on Friday night. This first happened at 5:30 on North 17th Street. The suspect there fired shots into a vehicle. A 43-year-old sustained non-fatal injuries, and a 49-year-old had sustained life-threatening injuries. Another grocery store in Milwaukee closes at the end of the day today. The Aldi on North Hopkins near Sherman Boulevard and Custer Avenue will end operations because the company says it's experiencing slower foot traffic. The store is located in what is considered a food desert. Milwaukee County Board of Supervisors Chairwoman Marcelia Nicholson-Bovell tells WTMJ.
We commonly use the term food desert, and so we're declaring that we need to be better about the decisions that we make so that there are no inequities around access to food that tend to impact low-income and minority communities.
No one will lose their jobs as a result of the store closing. An extra busy fire season for the Milwaukee Fire Department. According to the Red Cross, home fires increased 20% during the holidays. Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky tells WTMJ.
Not that you want there to be any fires, but if you can look at the causes and find a given cause that really stands out, then we can focus prevention efforts on that. Here's the problem. These fires have been a variety of causes. We've seen this trend over the past couple of years. So since it's a variety of causes, it gets a little bit harder to nail it down to one.
Common causes of holiday home fires include cooking, candles, and dead Christmas trees. Overseas, a prominent official in Iran has issued a warning to the U.S. The BBC's Danielle Yalovitska reports.
The Speaker of Iran's parliament has warned President Trump that any U.S. military intervention in support of anti-government protests would be met with retaliation. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf told Parliament Tehran would strike back against US military bases in the region and its close ally Israel, describing them as legitimate targets.
The protests have challenged Iran's theocracy, with demonstrators flooding the streets over the last 2 weeks. The Iranian government has blocked the internet and cut off international calls. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 9:04.
Talk about value. When it comes to casual dining, I can't think of a better value out there. If you're looking for a way to stretch your family's dining budget, come to Marty's Pizza, where feeding your family won't cost you an arm or a leg. You know, we're reasonably priced, and that's how it's going to stay. That's why we've been around so long. We offer a quality product at the right price. Italian dinners, subs, sandwiches, salads, and of course, 100% real mozzarella cheese pizza. Find us easily online at martyspizza.net.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
If you want to add a unique and stunning feature to your home, decorative art glass can be used in a variety of ways to really increase its wow factor. Think of adding a wonderful work of stained glass art to some of your exterior windows, foyer, or front door entry. We can make sure the measurements fit spot on, and you don't even have to replace the glass. You can just add the art glass over the top. It will add some real ambiance that changes as the sun moves throughout the day. And a paint of protection too, which never hurts. Our decorative glass artists are delightful to work with, and they just might give you some ideas that you love, but never even thought of. There's so much of the same out there. Adding a customized work of stained glass art to one or more of your home's windows can really set it apart. This is Stacy Sinks with Les's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Green Bay blew a 21-6 lead in the fourth quarter for a 31-27 loss to the Chicago Bears in the wild card round of the playoffs last night. Quarterback Jordan Love reflects on the season.
Highs and lows, not consistent enough, and I think we just got to find ways to get back after it and improve. And I think it starts with trying to win the NFC North. We got to do that.
Head coach Matt LaFleur would not comment on his future with the team. He and general manager Brian Gutekunst each have 1 year remaining on their contracts. The Bucs end their 4-game Western road trip tonight in Denver against the Nuggets. Our coverage starts at 6:30 right here on WTMJ. And in college basketball, the Badgers beat number 2 Michigan 91-88. Today, it's the Lady Badgers' turn to face off with Michigan. Tip-off is at 1 o'clock in Ann Arbor. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic. The bad news is that we've added 2 disabled vehicles to the system. The good news is that they're both out of traffic, so we have full freeway speeds and smooth sailing this morning. Stay safe out there, everyone.
Sponsored by Accunet Mortgage.
Get your rock-solid pre-approval or a no-pressure refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today, becoming mostly sunny but windy, a high of 33 with those wind gusts getting up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy, at times windy with a low of 25. For your Monday, mostly sunny and mild again, a high of 40. Tuesday, it'll be partly cloudy and mild with a chance of a shower, a high of 46. For Wednesday, mostly cloudy, windy, and not as mild, but a chance of snow coming with a high of 28. For your Thursday, partly cloudy and a high of 26. Right now in Madison, it's 26. In Waukesha, it's 26. In Green Bay, it's 26. In Milwaukee, it is not 26. It's mostly cloudy and 27 degrees. I'm Tiff Bua. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:08.
This is Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. And now it's time for New at 9.
Oh, that was the game last night, wasn't it? And we have been asking our fans all morning what they think about Matt LaFleur. Should he go or not? Hearing comments like Matt LaFleur once again proved that he fails to effectively lead critical comeback efforts and properly manage the clock when he's under pressure. Joining us is Alex Strope. He is the host of Green Bay Game Day. And Alex, wow. Could you believe what you saw last night, especially when it started out the way it did?
I can't believe my answer to this question is yes. I can believe what I saw because we saw it 3 weeks ago in Chicago on December 20th. We saw obviously a little bit different. The Packers weren't as dominant in the first half in the first game in Chicago a couple weeks back. But the text you just read sums up my feelings, Libby. It's not ridiculous. It's not unbelievable, right? I think I put on Twitter last night. I want to say it's unbelievable. I just can't say it's unbelievable because we've seen the story before. So heartbreak after heartbreak after meltdown, and here we are again with another Packers early exit.
But why? Why? I mean, you know the talent's there. That great quarterback. You get all the supporting players. What goes wrong week after week after week?
I would say this, and if I had the perfect answer, maybe I'll be the next head coach of the Green Bay Packers. But I view it this way. Matt LaFleur years ago came up with this phrase that he likes to bring up every once in a while, and that is all gas, no brake. And it felt like in the first half that was true. The offense was moving the ball at will. They were putting points up. The defense was aggressive and stopping Chicago on third and fourth down. And then all of a sudden a different team came out of the locker room. It was a lot of brake and no gas in the second half of the game. The offense couldn't run the ball effectively whatsoever. The defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. And, oh, yeah, by the way, their kicker costed them 7 points in a 4-point game. So everything that went wrong again. But this is not the first time we've seen this happen, especially even in this year with the 2025 Green Bay Packers.
You have been in these locker rooms. What is going on during a halftime when they have such a great lead, they have such great momentum, and for them, like you said, to come out in the second half like a different team? What went on in there that it just broke everything down?
Yeah, I think it's actually a big miss. This is what I've learned. So I've never been in a halftime locker room by any means. That's just players and coaches. But talking to former players, it's not like there's this big rah-rah speech that I think we've seen on TV shows and movies. That's a quick reset. You know, if a player wants to eat an apple and take a bathroom break, that's when that happens. So it's not like there's a lot of strategy being communicated during halftime, which I think is one of the great myths of sports. So I don't know. I think when it comes to specifically the head coach and maybe the mindset that has the trickle-down effect, sometimes they get too comfortable. And there was a comfortable lead, and the Packers got the ball coming out of the second half. So they were in prime position to just put that game away, but instead the Bears made adjustments at halftime, and their defense knew what the Packers were going to want to do, and that was slow the game down, run the football, and the Bears didn't let them do that, and ultimately that led to their early exit and demise.
We're talking with Alex Strope. He is the host of Green Bay Game Day here on WTMJ and ESPN Milwaukee. All right, who do you blame?
Well, like all great things in life, Libby, there's plenty to go around. But I would put Matt LaFleur at the top. I think at the end of the day, the head coach needs to be held accountable. And the report yesterday was his job his job security won't be dictated by those four quarters. But Ed Policy, the new president and CEO who took over for Mark Murphy earlier, I guess now last year, but this past year, he has a decision to make. He's entering the final year of his contract, Matt LaFleur is. And it's been 7 years now. And 6 of those years they've made the playoffs. And it seems like all 6 of those years they've found a new way to embarrassingly lose in the playoffs. So is this the time to make a change? That is the big question going forward now for Green Bay with the head coach. The kicker certainly deserves plenty of blame too, Libby, right? 7 points. He missed 2 field goals and an extra point in a 4-point game. He makes all 3 of those kicks. They win. If he makes 2 of those 3 kicks, that game is going to overtime, despite the ridiculous comeback by Chicago in the fourth quarter of the 25-point comeback, which is just absurd. So certainly plenty of blame to go around there. And then defensively, I mean, you could certainly place some blame on the players defensively, but there's just so many injuries defensively that, yeah, okay, it makes sense that Chicago was able to move the ball as effectively as they were. So, as all great things in life, Libby Collins, there is plenty of blame to go around.
All right, but not all those players have been in place for the last 7 years. The last time the Packers won the NFC was what, 2021?
Well, the NFC at large, the last time they went to the Super Bowl was 2010, the 2010 season, 2011. But the NFC North 2021 is correct.
Okay, so it's been 5 years of those 7 that Matt LaFleur can't even get them to that place where they'd even have a chance to go on to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so the last time they had a home playoff game was the 2021 season, the last time they won the division. Now, I will give them credit in this aspect. It's really hard to make the playoffs, right? It just is. It's a competitive league. So much changes. The draft exists for a reason. The worst teams get the best picks. And they've made the playoffs 3 years in a row. Look at other teams in the league that have been so dominant, including one in your own division in Detroit who didn't make the playoffs this year. That's who everybody's viewed as the cream of the crop in the NFC North. They missed the playoffs this year. You look at a team like even the Kansas City Chiefs, right, it seems like they've been in the Super Bowl every year. They missed the playoffs this year. So as much as I don't want to give Matt LaFleur credit today, I will give him credit on leading a playoff-worthy team 3 years in a row, especially when the first of those 3 years was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and that was the only year of the last 3 they've won a playoff game. So it's hard to make the playoffs, but I don't think a change of scenery would be bad for either the Packers or Matt LaFleur.
Do you think we're going to see LaFleur next year?
I do. I think that's correct is a different question, but I'll
ask you that question too. I'll ask you that too.
I can answer both. I mean, what I think is the right thing versus what I think reality is are two different answers. I would move on if I was making the decisions, but I'm not making the decisions, and I think ultimately Matt LaFleur will be back. Now, somebody needs to be held accountable, whether that's the special teams coordinator, whether they make a change with their offensive staff aside from Matt LaFleur. That will all be answered likely in the next week or two. But if I was guessing, after sleeping on it and a quick morning gut check, I would guess Matt LaFleur is still the head coach.
All right, let's look ahead to the Super Bowl. And I looked at my husband last night after this again, and I said, I really kind of hope that Aaron Rodgers can take the Steelers this year. I would love to see if you can't have this, if you can't see the Packers go any further, and you sure don't want the Bears to move up, wouldn't it be cool, because it's probably going to be Rodgers' last year, wouldn't it be cool if he could do it with the Steelers?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Libby. I am big time rooting for Rodgers. Last weekend, the final week of the regular season, they had the final game, and it was win and you're in, and he just had a vintage moment, game-winning drive, great throws, and even at 42, whatever he is, 42, 41, you're looking at him, and there's moments where you go, okay, he's getting older, but there's also those moments still where you go, okay, there's the Aaron Rodgers we watched for so many years in Green Bay. I am still a huge Aaron Rodgers fan on the football field, Libby, so I'm right there with you. I'm rooting for him, but it's certainly going to be a tough path for them.
And I get chills when you're talking about that game last week, because it really was like watching Aaron Rodgers in his prime. It was so exciting. I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow night, and fingers crossed, if the Packers can't do it, let's hope maybe Aaron can.
I'm right there with you. I like that idea. I can jump on that bandwagon.
Glad to hear it. Oh, well, you've done such a great job this season with Green Bay Game Day. Hopefully, unlike the coach's future, perhaps you will be back next year with that.
I certainly hope so, and I appreciate you having me on throughout the season. It's been a blast waking up with you on Sunday mornings, despite the circumstances today, but appreciate you having me on as always.
Oh, thank you so much. Alex Strope from Green Bay Game Day, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Libby. Talk to you soon.
It's 9:18. We've got 26 degrees. With that wind, it feels like it's only 10. Ooh, it's a cold one this morning.
For a senior lifestyle where comfort meets community, welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee. WTMJ's Julia Fellow here. I want you to enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring you joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you will find compassionate staff, modern, beautiful amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You are not just moving in, you are coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
Looking to build or remodel? Then check out the 2026 Metro Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns January 9th through 11th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. And be sure to check out the all-new Builder Boulevard. If building or remodeling is on your 2026 to-do list, then don't miss the NBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
We've been letting you vent this morning about the game last night. If you think LaFleur should stay on another year. And here's another one from our Signing Unlimited talk and text line at 855-616-1620. What happened is the team doesn't have the mental fortitude to get through playoff games. They knew in that locker room at halftime that the Bears come on strong in the fourth quarters, and Packers' mindset is weak. I think a lot of people are feeling that this morning. We're still open to, if you want to get through to, we'd love to hear your thoughts about that game last night, and should LaFleur stick around another year. It's 9:20 right now, and we have 26 degrees at WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell him Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief, because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Your way inside the huddle.
Hut 1, hut 2.
Without putting on any pads. It's Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
But don't try to do too much. And I think there have been times, especially in the playoffs, where Jordan, kind of puts on the Superman cape.
Every day of the regular season at 4:15. It's Green and Gold Insiders all season long, right here on WTMJ. The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to the Sunday Sip. I'm your host, Julia Fellow. Every week, we bring you conversations that matter, designed to spark connection in our community. Today, we're talking about those moments that can be hard to face and how families can navigate them with confidence and care. We are so lucky to welcome a true leader in empowering residents and families to take the next step with dignity in a senior lifestyle. Jennifer LeBoy with the Waters of Pewaukee. Jennifer, thank you for joining us for the Sunday Sip.
Thank you, Julie. I'm so glad to be here.
So, families may have noticed their loved ones struggling at home when they were visiting over Christmas. Mm-hmm. That can feel so overwhelming. What do I do? Do you hear that often?
Very often. In fact, I'm even starting to get some phone calls right now for families that are home for the holidays. They're seeing some changes in the home. They're seeing some changes in their loved ones. Maybe their routines are different. Maybe there's some clutter around the house. Maybe the refrigerator isn't as full as it should be, so their loved one may be missing some meals. Having some difficulty managing their personal care. So recognizing these signs is a very, very important first step.
And what's so weird is that with my family, my grandparents, for example, they were saying, oh, we'll meet you somewhere. We'll meet you. This is more convenient. Well, don't come here. We'll meet at the restaurant.
Sure. Yep.
And then you go to their house.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So that's a little way that folks want to maybe hide some things that are going on that they don't want their loved ones to necessarily see. Again, maybe the house is a little bit cluttered. Maybe they're like things are getting away from them that they don't want to, quote unquote, worry their other family members about. So what I would suggest is saying, I'm gonna come over. Let's have a visit at your house. And look around and notice those things and ask questions. You're doing it from a place of love.
Mm-hmm. And also come and visit you and learn more. You're an expert in this. But from our experience with my mother-in-law, for example, we felt guilty. Like looking into options meant going behind her back. Is that normal when people come to visit you?
Yes, I understand that totally. That is very normal. I often meet with family members and they say, Jennifer, I feel so bad being here. And it's an emotional time because they feel like if they're doing this, they're telling their families, we are going to put you here. Now, Julia, you've been to the Waters.
Oh, it's like a hotel.
It's
Seriously.
It's beautiful. And not only that it's beautiful and the meals and things that I know we're going to talk about, but we take great care of your loved one.
Yeah, because people still picture assisted living as clinical or cold, but this sits on 22 acres. You see all different types of animals, wildlife. You can bring your pets.
Absolutely. And that is a huge thing, right, Julia? Pets are family.
They are.
They are.
And that's the one thing that may get them for your parent not want to leave.
And I've heard that too. One of the first questions, hi, Jennifer, I'd like to schedule a visit. Do you accept pets? 100%. And pets are family. To leave a pet is leaving, like a loved one behind. So, yes, bring your pets. And we have a dog park, a fenced-in dog park at the Waters. And we want folks to continue to have their quality of life at the Waters.
So let's go into memory care. If some people want to explore memory care, how do we know that may be the next step? That may be really difficult to notice.
Sure. So, we're not nurses, right, Julia?
Mm-hmm.
But at the Waters, we have an excellent clinical team at the Waters. And every resident or every potential resident that comes to the Waters has an assessment done by our clinical team, okay? So at that assessment, it's determined what level of care is needed. Or is there a level of care that is needed? I mean, some folks can come in as an independent living resident. Some can come in with some certain level of assistance. Or are we looking at some cognitive issues where we do need to look at memory care?
It can graduate into that.
Correct.
Nice.
Correct. So we do call the Waters where you can age in place. And more often than not, we do have couples. Maybe there's somebody that needs one level of assistance, and we have we have a spouse that needs a little bit of a higher level of care, and we can do that at the Waters.
Oh, that's good. So they can live steps apart.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's fantastic. And the food, I hear it's a highlight.
Oh my gosh. and I think you have eaten there.
Yes, I have. It feels like a restaurant.
It is restaurant style dining. It's beautifully set up. I mean, meals are important, right? They should be an activity. They should be an event. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 7 days a week. And one of the things we just did last week was, and we feature this a couple times a year, is we have wine dinners.
No way.
Yes. 5-course meal. This one last week featured Napa Valley wines.
Oh, wow.
So we pair the dinner with wines.
That's awesome. What reactions do families have when they first tour the Waters of Pewaukee?
I'm going to tell you, families walk in. They get a lot of information, right? And sometimes it can be overwhelming. They digest it. We walk around and they say, wow, this is what my mom and dad deserve.
So if people want to come and see it for themselves, Jennifer, how can people learn more or schedule a visit?
Sure. I'd love for them to go to thewaters.com. And of course, they can always give our community a call and ask for myself and schedule a visit.
That's thewaters.com. Thewaters.com. Jennifer LeBoy with the Waters of Pewaukee. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Julia.
9:29 and 26 degrees at WTMJ.
An evening of wine, conversation, and empowerment. Join us for Women, Wealth, and Wisdom, Love and Lies Unveiled. Hosted by Annex Wealth Management at Ruby Tap in Mequon on January 22nd. Through real-life examples and expert insights, you can build skills to navigate online interactions safely and responsibly. Enjoy great company and insights designed for women who want clarity and control. It's more than an event. It's an opportunity to invest in yourself. January 22nd in Mequon. Reserve your spot today at annexwealth.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris sit down with Josiah and the rest of the Johnson family. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
It's a robber, and if you ignore it, it will just keep taking and taking. I know how pain can consume you. It steals the fun out of life. It steals your energy. And it's just a dark cloud over a lot of people's lives, even on the sunniest of days. But your joint pain does not have to rob you of your life or your happiness. Because at Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that can rejuvenate your life. In a world where big box healthcare has driven pain treatment costs through the roof, and has made it look like joint replacements are your only option, Rejuvenex has kept pain treatment affordable for almost anyone. And for most with insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, we've seen pain treatment paid for by insurance with zero out-of-pocket cost to our patients. This is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. Don't let pain rob you. Take action today so we can help make your joint pain go away. Call today, and there's a good chance we'll see you tomorrow.
Coming up to 9:31 on WTMJ, and in the Breaking News Center, we have Tiff Pua. And Tiff, another tragedy with a young person happened this week.
Yeah, it did, Libby. So a teen from Sheboygan dies in a crash in Manitowoc County. Sheriff's deputies responded just after 7 a.m. on Saturday morning near State Highway 57 and Cemetery Road. The 17-year-old driver lost control of her car, crossed over the median, and was hit. She died at the scene. The other driver, a 65-year-old man from Port Washington, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries but is expected to survive. The crash remains under investigation. Milwaukee police need help finding a missing teen. 15-year-old Esther Prado was last seen this morning around 12:30 a.m. near Fillmore and Sumac on Milwaukee's southwest side. She's in the company of an unknown man. She's described as a white female, 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing 120 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes, and she was last seen wearing pink pajamas. We can find more information on Prado on our website, WTMJ.com. And charges are pending for the former principal of Sun Prairie West High School. Jennifer Ploger will face charges for failing to report child abuse. This comes after 2 incidents at the high school. The first led to multiple federal pornography and child sexual exploitation charges against former Dean of Students Robert Gilkey Meisiger. The second set of allegations against a different teacher resulted in that teacher being reassigned away from the district. Ploger was fired, and multiple district staffers had their licenses put under investigation by the Wisconsin Department of Instruction. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. So we still have those two vehicles out on the system that are disabled, but they again are out of the way of traffic. So we have smooth sailing and full freeway speeds this morning. Stay safe out there, everyone.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Don't just upgrade, transform your home. From bold exteriors to breathtaking baths, Exterior Pros makes it happen. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast today. Mostly sunny but blustery. A high of 33. Those wind gusts get up to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, partly cloudy at times and still windy with a low of 25. For your Monday, mostly sunny and mild again with a high of 40. Tuesday, partly to mostly cloudy with a mild chance of a shower. High of 46. For your Wednesday, still cloudy, a little windy, not as mild, but a chance of snow showers. I can't believe we're still staying snow. High of 28. And for your Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 26. Right now in Madison, it's 27. In Waukesha, it's 27. In Green Bay, it's 27. In Milwaukee, it is not 27. It is mostly cloudy and 28 degrees. I'm Tiff Pua, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:34.
Hey, Tiff, have we been saying the word semi-quincentennial enough yet?
I don't think I can actually pronounce that, which is why I've been avoiding putting it in my own news.
Well, it's this year, the 250th anniversary of our independence, and I had the opportunity this week to talk with the 43rd Secretary of the Treasury, and we talked about a sweepstakes where they're giving away $1 million to charities, and our fans out there can be part of this and can nominate some of their favorite charities, and we're going to tell you all about it after this.
Some pizza places have changed their tune about using real mozzarella cheese, but not Marty's. We use only 100% real mozzarella cheese, and we wouldn't have it any other way, because quality matters. Oh, you can taste the difference. With 100% real mozzarella, there's elasticity. And even when it's cold, it's still delicious. Marty's Pizza, nothing but 100% fresh ingredients, and nothing but 100% real mozzarella cheese. We're easy to find at martyspizza.net.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
The Menards 15% off bag sale is here. Whether you pack it, load it, stuff it, or stack it, if it fits in the bag, you save 15%. Need new tools? Updating your bath or faucet? Or simply want some snacks? Put them in the bag and save 15%. So pick up a bag in-store at Menards and find out how much you can fit in the bag. Now through January 24th. See store for complete details.
Save big money at Menards.
Education changes everything. It opens doors, shapes futures, and builds the foundation for our children's success. At City Ford Collective, we're working to transform our city's schools and ensure every Milwaukee child receives the high-quality education they deserve. We've taken real steps forward, but our work is far from done. This giving season, we're asking you to join us. Together, we can secure a stronger future for our children and a stronger future for Milwaukee. To support our mission, visit cityforwardcollective.org/donate. That's cityforwardcollective.org/donate.
Welcome back to the final half hour of Wisconsin Weekend Morning News. I'm Libby Collins. It's 28 degrees at 9:37 on WTMJ. This year, we're celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States, and there are a number of ways that Americans can get involved. There's even a national sweepstakes that's going to award $1 million to charities of the winner's choice. Joining us is Rosie Rios. She's not only the 43rd Secretary of the Treasury, but also she's the chair of America 250. And Rosie, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Libby. And by the way, I'm also a proud mother of a daughter who lives in Milwaukee.
Oh, really? Well, let's say hi to her this morning.
Hi, Brooke. Hopefully she can hear me.
We're glad to have her here. Well, first of all, let's explain exactly what America 250 is.
Absolutely. So America 250 is a national organization charged by Congress to plan the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And boy, have we hit the ground running.
Tell us how.
Well, we launched on January 1, America Gives. This is our national service initiative that's going to make 2026 the largest year of volunteer hours ever recorded by our country. It's never happened before.
That's amazing. Why this year? Why did you decide to really get more people involved in the world of volunteering?
Well, what better way to mark the historic milestone than by making a meaningful impact? And our commission has very much been focused on values-based programming, and we want to make giving back a year-round effort and hopefully part of our lifestyle. So we have 2 federally recognized days of service in our country. One of them is MLK Day on January 19th, and the second one is 9/11. Most people don't know that that's the second federally recognized day of service. And this year is the 25-year anniversary of 9/11. What better way to honor that milestone than by having a day of service?
Well, tell us a little bit about America's Field Trip Contest and how you're getting kids involved.
Oh, gosh. America's Field Trip is one of my favorite initiatives, although America Gives is right up there as well. So that's a national student competition for grades 3 through 12 who get to answer the question, what does America mean to me, through an essay, artwork, maybe a poem. And the selected recipients get to choose from a series of backstage experiences, most of which have never been offered to the public before. So we just launched our 3rd round in the fall. The deadline for that is March 30th, and the field trips take place in the summer. But we're going to come back for another round next fall as well.
What are you looking for in this contest?
It is one of my favorites to go through these essays and these beautiful masterpieces of stories. It's so moving, whether it's someone's great uncle who served in the Vietnam War, maybe it's someone's grandparents who came to this country, maybe they came to this country. And so it's just a great display of the American spirit, of courage, of fortitude, out of the mouths of babes. I mean, what a great way for these kids to be inspired and be civically minded, but at the same time, hopefully think about their own futures as well.
So how does a student enter?
So on our website at america250.org, through a parent, through a teacher, the student can submit their information, and then, again, they can do this by March 30th, and then take the field trips in the summer. And ready for this? We already have at least 40 of the 50 states represented through these submissions.
Oh, that's fantastic. We are talking with Rosie Rios. She is the chair of America 250. Now, explain about this $1 million award that's going to be given to charities.
Absolutely. So as part of America Gives, when you go to our website at america250.org and register on our portal, those people who register will be eligible to be one of 250 people who will get to give away $4,000 to one of the registered nonprofits as part of America Gives.
And is there any stipulation as to who is eligible for that?
So for the charities, it's everyone from the Salvation Army to the United Way to the American Red Cross to the Girl Scouts. For the participants, it's any individual who wants to register and start collecting those hours right away.
And then as far as how this is all sorted out, who's making the decisions on which individuals are going to be selected to have this given to the charities of their choice?
It's a random sweepstakes, so everyone who registers will be eligible to be selected as one of the 250 recipients.
And what's the deadline on that, Rosie?
It's ongoing. I mean, we want to keep this going throughout all of 2026.
How important is it for people to keep charities in mind and to pay it forward by giving to so many of these organizations?
Well, we think this is the moment that's really going to spark the movement. I mean, more than any other time in our history, we think this is a great time to educate, engage, and unite our country. We are a bipartisan organization, but I also say nonpartisan, all-partisan. There's no political ideology whatsoever in any of our conversations. Our commission is focused on values-based programming. And, of course, we want those moments of celebration, absolutely, but we think that we can make a lasting impact long after 2026. The eyes of the world are going to be watching what's happening in this country, not just because of the 250th, but also with the World Cup, with most of the games happening in the U.S. And then, of course, we have the Olympics 2 short years later. And so if we could change the paradigm of what it means to give back to one another, to give back to our country, and make this last long after 2026 and perhaps even long after 2028, then we're on to something.
Well, a lot of people remember the bicentennial in 1976. How is the semi-quincentennial going to differ?
Well, as someone who remembers the bicentennial of 1976, I was a 10-year-old girl at the time, and I remember like it was yesterday. I remember taking a field trip to the Freedom Train at the Oakland train station. I remember seeing the tall ships coming through the New York and Boston harbors on our black and white TV. I still have my bicentennial quarter from that time, which for me, as a 10-year-old girl, 25 cents was my life savings. And so for me, it's not just a memory, it's a feeling. My parents came to this country in 1958. My mom raised all 9 of us as a single parent, sent all 9 of us off to college. So I was very proud on that day, on July 4th. And people ask me all the time, how do you know we're going to be successful in 2026? And my answer is the same. I want as many Americans as possible to feel like this is the land of opportunity all over again.
You mentioned that bicentennial quarter, and of course you were the 43rd Secretary of the Treasury. What the heck is going on with pennies, Rosie?
Well, it's interesting. I was with Treasury of the United States, and yes, I worked on that project as well, and I think it's definitely a supply and demand. There were definitely more than enough pennies to meet existing demand, and as those supply of pennies get recirculated, that's the whole point, is they didn't have to produce any more, and actually that was a very good decision.
I had to ask you. Rosie Rios, again, let's tell everybody out there how they can get involved with America 250, and especially how the kids can get involved in that America's Field Trip contest, and how the rest of us can maybe get a portion of $1 million to the charity of our choice.
Absolutely. You can go to our website at america250.org and learn about all our initiatives, whether it's America's Field Trip, America Gives. We just announced America Innovates yesterday. You could also go online and nominate whose story you think should be preserved in perpetuity at the Library of Congress. So there's something for everyone. This is how we're going to engage all 350 million Americans as part of this effort.
And Rosie, if you come to Milwaukee to visit your daughter Brooke, make sure you stop by WTMJ. We'd love to have you in studio.
Oh, I would love to. I'm sure I'll see her very, very soon. Thank you so much for that.
Rosie Rios, the chair of America 250. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
It is 28 degrees at 9:45 on WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. If 2025 didn't go exactly as planned, you're not alone. You made it through, and that's what counts. Now it's time for taxes, and for a lot of people, that's when the stress kicks in, especially if things got messy along the way. The good news? A rough year doesn't mean a ruined future. We helped Nate fix a tax mess with the IRS created by one of those national firms and saved him $103,000 in penalties, plus another $150,000 in taxes, because we know the tax law. Imagine walking into tax season with a plan, clarity, and someone in your corner who knows the tax law and knows how to use it. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call us now at 414-325-2040 to arrange a meeting to see how we can help you. Don't wait. Call now. That's 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Close your eyes and picture Europe by water, sunlit ports, ancient cities, and effortless elegance. With Viking Cruises and Fox World Travel, the Mediterranean becomes your front porch. No crowds, no casinos, just culture, cuisine, and curated experiences designed for curious travelers. From Italy to Greece, every detail is handled, so all you do is savor the journey. Ready to sail Europe the refined way? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO or visit foxworldtravel.com to book today.
Think about being a contestant on a network game show. Do you think you'll get picked up from your hotel in a limo and then taken to the studio? Milwaukee freelance writer Nicole Haase told me how it really works.
No, wait a minute. You had to get from the hotel to the studio on your own.
I did.
They didn't send you a car?
No, there wasn't. I took a ride share, and because, you sort of have to have like a pass to get on the lot and things, they tell you to get dropped off at the gas station across the street.
No, wait. Get dropped off at the gas station?
Yeah. I mean, I get it logistically. Like, they don't want ride share cars blocking the driveway that's got a big arm and they can't get in. And it wasn't a big deal, but it was funny to me.
You can hear that entire story of how Milwaukee freelance writer Nicole Haase's middle-of-the-night whim to click on the Jeopardy test page turned into a whirlwind trip to Hollywood for a chance to be the next Jeopardy champion. It's all this morning at 11 o'clock on WTMJ Conversations.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
There are some things in this world that are both free and priceless at the same time, like your grandma's Christmas cookies or a spectacular sunset. When it comes to home buying, AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is both free, even though it's more work on our part than a slapdash bank pre-approval. And when it comes to making sure your home buying journey doesn't include any chest-clutching surprises and avoidable mistakes, it's also priceless. Sellers and listing agents recognize AccuNet's rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval as the gold standard of our industry. Not just because of our $2,000 guarantee, but because they know we've done our homework and that you're the real deal, especially if you need a bridge loan to buy that next home. You'll also like that our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 lower than banks and the mortgage folks with the Rocket for exactly the same rate. Get started with your free, yet priceless, rock-solid, guaranteed pre-approval today by clicking on the blue button at accunet.com.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory's arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee and Waukesha. Griffin. The buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. The following is a paid presentation. Advice and opinions expressed during the Sunday Sip are solely that of the hosts or guests, and not WTMJ Radio or Good Karma Brands Milwaukee, LLC.
Welcome to the Sunday Sip. I am Steve Spitty, host of Point Taken on 620 WTMJ. And we have a great guest today. He's Henry Tyson, superintendent of St. Marcus School in Milwaukee. First of all, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here, Steve.
So we love to spotlight education on our program and certainly on the Sunday Sip. St. Marcus Lutheran School, it's a faith-based school transforming lives across our city for decades. So I want people to understand as we talk to you, Henry, what makes your school special, what makes your school unique. So tell us about it.
Sure. Well, St. Marcus is this year 150 years old.
Wow.
We're on the near north side. We have 3 campuses, all along First Street, one on North, one on Center, one on Burleigh. We serve 1,300 students, 3-year-olds through 8th grade. And we're sort of unique because we are one of the very few schools in the city serving predominantly low-income African-American students that has achieved a high level of success over a long period of time.
I was going to ask you about achievement. I'm a results guy. I'm an action guy. Tell us about the results you're achieving at St. Marcus.
Well, the results that we would use to say we are being successful are really 3 things. The state report card, which we are a 5-star school that the state of Wisconsin evaluates as significantly exceeding expectations. Forward exam test scores are high. This year, or last school year, our 8th graders beat the statewide average in math for 8th graders, which is an incredible data point when you think about it. And then finally, even though we only go through 8th grade, we track our students beyond 8th grade, and we have an over 90% high school graduation rate.
Impressive. Let's talk about school choice, that piece of it. How has school choice made it possible for families in Milwaukee to access the education at St. Marcus and other schools, families who might not have that option maybe somewhere else?
Yeah, school choice has been vital. So without school choice, St. Marcus simply would not be the school it is today. In 1981, we had 56 students. In 2000, we had 100 students. And the growth to 1,300 has been built upon the option that parents have to choose the best school for their child, and parents are choosing St. Marcus and other schools, public and private, that are succeeding.
So results don't happen by accident. There's always strategies or keys to success. What would you say they are at St. Marcus? How are you getting those great results?
Well, I think it's 5 things. First, a clear vision that is radically student-focused. We make it all about kids all the time. Secondly, strong leaders. We have really exceptional leadership team with a strategic plan that works towards that vision. And we constantly update and revise the strategic plan so that we can achieve greater success. Thirdly, exceptional mission-aligned teachers with rigorous and effective professional development. So every teacher gets a coach, and that coaching is rigorous so that they can get better. Fourthly, adequate resources, which interestingly are not provided through the voucher. We have to raise $3,000 for every single child every year. And what I tell our supporters all the time is if you take that $3,000 away, the whole thing unravels. So we're blessed with a large group of supporters who give us the adequate resources. And then finally, parents who are aligned and equipped to be their child's number one educator. And I want to be clear that some of our parents walk in the door ready to do that, but many do not. And so being strategic and intentional about equipping and empowering parents to be the number one educator.
That's certainly a unique qualifier, and I think that's in a lot of school systems, that's sort of that missing piece. You guys seem like you have that figured out. I always love looking ahead, and 2026 just began. We're moving through the school year now. What are your hopes for your students at St. Marcus? What are you most excited about in 2026?
Well, in 2026, again, I'm looking at every single child, and I'm most excited when I walk through the hallways and when I interact with kids that every single child is thriving, that they are happy, that they are joyful, that they are growing in their faith, and that they are becoming increasingly equipped for success in the world. Beyond that, and I have to look beyond that, there's 2 things I'm really excited about at St. Marcus. One, an increased focus on birth to 5. And this is something that, frankly, many cities, our city, is completely missing. Recent science is showing that the game is won or lost for most human beings in the first 5 years of life. And we are thoroughly overlooking that reality, particularly in our lower income families who are less equipped in the first 5 years of life. And then finally, I would say parent empowerment. We are getting better and better at coming alongside our parents and supporting those that need support.
We work closely with Cluston Morgan from City Forward Collective. How have they sort of shaped your story? How do they support your work at St. Marcus?
What I absolutely love about City Forward Collective is they are committed to every child in the city, public, charter, private school voucher students. And they are the drivers of reform. So they bring school leaders together to share best practices. They support with advocacy, political advocacy, to make sure Milwaukee kids are getting their fair share. And they are the voice for the most effective and accurate voice of what needs to happen in order for us to make progress in a city that's been stuck for a very long time.
Superintendent Henry Tyson, leader at St. Marcus Schools, a great example of what can be done in our educational system. This is the Sunday Sip on 620 WTMJ.
And it's 9:56 on WTMJ. We've been talking this morning about Matt LaFleur and reading some of your comments on the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line. Here's one last one to leave you with. Matt LaFleur needs to go. Promote Jeff Hafley to head coach and let him advise how to best replace himself and give GM Brian Gutekunst a good extension because he's bringing in a continuous flow of great talent. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about this one for a while because it really hurt, didn't it? Join Vince and Eric tomorrow morning on Wisconsin Morning News. I'm sure they'll have some really interesting thoughts with Tausha about what happened on the game at the game last night. And stick around here after the news because it's Adam Roberts with Reporter's Notebook, and I will return at 11 o'clock with Nicole Haase. She's a freelance writer from here in Milwaukee. She was the one who appeared on Jeopardy on Thanksgiving, you know, the show that didn't play until like 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll hear how it all happened and her disappointment at that time slot. It's all coming up today on WTMJ.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourself.